Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Road to Grandmaster. Before we dive into the games, there's one thing I would like to say, and that is that everything that I am doing while playing the game comes to me naturally. I don't really have to think about it. So there might be some things that I'm doing that I completely gloss over that you guys would like to hear about. Please let me know in the comments if there are such things, because I'm always open to feedback. For example, someone's asked me when to focus on macro, when to focus on micro. Now, macro is the general management of your economy, tech, buildings, expanding engineers, and reclaiming, while micro is actively moving around units to maximize damage output in an attack or to minimize losses on defense. So for this video, I've decided to kind of focus on this, but if there's anything else you guys feel like you're missing, then please do let me know. All right, let's get into the games. We've got a game on the map Red Rocks. Now, coincidentally, this is a map where the mass extractors are fairly spread out, so we're going to be walking to them. As you can see, I'm using the maximum range as this orange circle on my cursor when I hold down shift. It's called the build range preview mod. It is very useful. I suggest you use it. Now, one thing, when the mass extractors are this spread out, even if you use move orders, it can take quite some time to reach them all. So I'm not going to build all of them. I suggest you make 2 or 3 out of the 4. So yeah, the map layout. We are not connected by land. There is a big island in the middle to fight over, but there is no need for a second land factory in my base. So let's see. Instead of 3, add at least 3 more, so 3 or 4 power generators, and then an air factory. That should do, unless you're making a transport. But rushing a transport on such a small map is extremely risky. If the opponent rushes an interceptor or multiple interceptors and a bomber, I would be in big trouble. The distance to the other base is just too short. The transport will be caught. Now, I've expanded almost everywhere except for the center. Let's take 2 engineers. There's only 1 mass extractor I'm going to build, but we do need factories in the middle to contest the island. So I'm sending 2. And I think the other engineers will assist the ACU making the air factory. Now it might feel kind of counterintuitive. There's an island in the middle, there's water everywhere. But air is still extremely important on such 10-kilometer Navy maps. It's used for the corners, you can use it to harass your opponent, you can use it to drop all over. So we will be making a lot of interceptors. And no Navy factory yet. Navy is fairly expensive. So we always want second air and not second Navy or anything. But yeah, focusing on macro or micro. So far everything has been macro. I don't have any units to work with. Let's make a transport after 3 interceptors. And then just some general stuff. I'm gonna put all the engineers assisting the factory. I'm gonna leave the base with the ACU. It's gonna be very useful contesting the middle. Usually our power going down with the assistants, so I'll drag a short line. But yeah, the general rule for macro versus micro is that macro always takes precedence or priority unless there's something extremely important to micro. Let's say I'm overflowing mass, there's a big attack, a big fight going on in the middle that could result in an ACU kill or him or a death for me. I would focus on that and not the overflowing mass bar. But if it's like a small scuffle over here, I'm going to ignore it and address the overflowing mass bar first. So I would say macro is always more important than micro, unless there's something extremely important to micro. Now we see that our opponent doesn't have an air factory yet. So we've got full reign over air. Let's get rid of this entire queue. Just shift right click spamming here. Then we can make some bombers after the transport. We did see that our opponent was already making a navy factory. I'm gonna have to respond, because once you lose navy to an early frigate, it's extremely difficult to get back into navy. So we don't want to risk losing it. Let's actually drop an engineer here. It's gonna get the back plateau for us. All the others I'll drop in the corner. So I mean, there's no fights going on right now. There's no macro to pay attention to. So all that I'm doing is macro. Let's try to get a raid going though. Pretty heavy mass though that I'm dealing with. I'm not going to build a second navy factory, and I'm not going to build a fourth land factory. It is expensive enough. Now, I'm going to build frigates. They're a lot more versatile than submarines. Building 4 mass extractors, hitting Shift G. Go factory, radar, anti-air could make a point defense as well. I'm going to leave it for now. I've got 2 bombers. They could do some decent damage, but they're not extremely important. Not going to hyper-focus on them. Next thing to do is to load up the transport again, drop the opposite corner, and matter of fact, let's take these bombers there. Gonna attack with the interceptors in case they run into something. Scout the middle, maybe walk forward a bit. Our opponent seems to be investing in Tech 2 mass extractors, so you would assume that I have more units. Okay, there's his ACU. For now I'm focusing on micro because there's not much to do in terms of macro. Mass is already empty. Okay, he seems to just be chasing my tanks. I don't see many units for him here, so send 1 tank here, the other 2 the other side. Radar would be useful. Now, there's some stuff to micro, but nothing extremely important. So I'm gonna queue up some power generators because I saw my power go down for a little bit. These engineers on assistance.
Commander under attack.
Take the frigate around. And everything seems to be fine. So now is a good time to focus on the engineers. Now this drop is kind of late. I'm not going to be so greedy to build all of the mass extractors. I'm going to build a factory first. Make sure we don't lose it. And retreat to transport. Now, if I was doing all of this and I suddenly hear a bunch of gunshots going off in the middle and I hear commander under attack, I might have zoomed out and gone to focus that first. But everything is fine. Nothing important going on. Power doesn't look good. We're gonna need some more. We're gonna have to stall through that, unfortunately. That is a slow-moving unit. It's an engineer. Let's go deal with it. Now, one thing, T2 isn't extremely easy to get here. So submarines will be more annoying. It'll be not super easy for me to get Tech 2 air and torpedo bombers, Tech 2 navy or whatever. I'm gonna make some submarines. I just started with frigates because they have the ability to actually shoot stuff on land. They give intel, they give anti-air. Extremely powerful to have early on. But I think both are fine. My opponent had submarines, that would be pretty annoying. Focusing on micro for a bit now because my eco looks fine. But now I can see the mass bar filling up, so let's make a T2 mass extractor. Let's also make another air factory. There's a bomber in the middle. Let's bring our air there. Bring the bombers as well. And I think once this mass extractor is done, go ahead and make myself another land factory in the center. The central landmass is so important that losing it might lose you the game. That is a submarine. I can see a transport going from my island. So we're gonna build some tanks. Maybe even a point defense. And we can win this fight in the center easily. And some mass is freeing up. Let's make another upgrade. Oh, I'm kind of reclaiming by accident. Just by having engineers in this queue and factory attack move. But I wanted to use these engineers to make me some more units. So right click to capture this mass extractor. Seems to be one submarine at the top. I'm gonna bring my navy together. That'll automatically deal with the submarine. I think I can take care of this factory. He's only had 2 factories for a while. Maybe that's a 3rd one. ACU is coming. Unupgraded. If it had an upgrade, you would see longer or thicker arms. You'll have to get used to what that looks like. But that's looking good for me. Mid control is roughly similar, but I have both of the corners. Oh, he rushed Tech 2 Navy. Okay. That is something we're gonna have to respect and take very seriously. I'm gonna make my own Tech 2 Navy. Normally you would do Tech 2 Air first. You know what? Tech 2 Air might just be better. It's cheaper, and a couple torpedo bombers can deal with Tech 2 Navy extremely well. Now I expect that my power is going to go down. Air costs more power than land factories, especially Tech 2 upgrades. Let's get some mass extractor upgrades as well. And I want to get a big scout in the middle. I feel like I've been outproducing him this entire time. Let's collect Navy on one side. Bring the ACU forward. It's kind of a big stall. The upgrade's almost done. This is the biggest reason for my stall currently. There you go. Okay, I think I can push here with my units. I'm going to split them up with a Shift G. Oh yeah, another use for Shift G with land units, or any units actually, is if you give one move order and then hit Shift G, they're all gonna pile up, as you can see. Now, it is useful for your units to move faster. Just pathfinding issues that exist in FAF are less prominent when using Shift G. You turn around quicker. And it can be used to block the enemy ACU from trying to escape, for example. That is a destroyer, I believe. But that Tech 2 Air is done. Let's just build torpedo bombers on repeat. Get ourselves Tech 2 power. And if he tries to be too aggressive with... Oh, it's a cruiser. If he tries to be too aggressive with his navy, then Tech 1 Navy will beat it mass efficiently. That's why I'm spamming Tech 1 Navy. Tech 1 Land against Tech 2 Land would be different. But I saw that I had more units. I want to bring them all together. I currently feel fine to focus on micro because my eco looked fine for a while. Now I'm stalling. There's nothing important going on, so I can zoom in on my base, focus on that. Kind of need the Tech 2 power generator. Okay, he doesn't have a small army. That missile right there can only be a cruiser. So it's coming around this side. Let me take my navy up there. I actually want to add some scouts to this queue. So I need to keep an eye on this cruiser. There it is, probably. Gonna split up my engineers. No. What? Is it a cruiser? I can't tell anymore. This is actually 35 tanks, so that's just the Tech 1 ACU. It's kind of anticlimactic, but he's asking for it. And his cruiser's gonna die any second anyway. He's gonna run it into my Tech 1 Navy. Gonna retreat my ACU in case he tries to flank me. Now this is an example of something important to look out for, both of these things. I want this cruiser to die, so I need to focus on the micro. And I want to kill his ACU, so I'm going to focus on the micro there as well. Even though there's some mass to spend, this is much more important, both of these things. I keep chasing the cruiser, keep chasing the ACU. He's almost dead, he's surrounded. Let's just right click him. Close out the game. But even if he didn't walk into my army there, we were looking pretty good. The cruiser's dead. 6 torpedo bombers can easily take care of a destroyer if he had one. And then this fleet could swarm his navy factory. I had more units in the middle, I had more eco. So yeah, not the easiest game, but still pretty comfortable win for us. Really behind for a while. I did stall for a long time, of course. But we won, so let's move on to the next game. Alright, next game is on the land wilderness. Another 10 by 10 map. Whoops, let's not do that. Now there's a hydro, but it's very far away, so I'm not going to do 4 mass extractors and then walk there. In fact, it's so far away that I'm going to ignore it. And we're going to do our usual start with second land, because it will take a look at the map for a moment. See that there's a straight land bridge to the enemy base. There's also these expansions on the sides that are pretty difficult to get a hold of, so we do want to focus on land, but air is still relevant. Let's expand with the first few engineers. This one I feel like is almost impossible to get to. Let's just expand to the corners. This guy I will send to the back mass extractor. Could build the hydro on the way. Matter of fact, I think I will. I was gonna say I'm gonna skip over it because it takes so long to build for just one engineer, but at the same time it's very efficient. I think I'll defend this engineer, heading to the left. It has more mass extractors to build, so it feels more important. Let's see, what will we do with this engineer? It could help build the hydro and then make an air factory back there adjacent to the hydro. First factory. I'm gonna send the units this way. Now I've run out of mass before even finishing the factory. So after that is done, I'll be moving to the middle with my ACU. And the engineers can take over construction of the base. Let's see, hydro isn't close to done yet, so let's build a power generator first. That's gonna be done soon, so I don't need too many power generators for these two factories. But there's these corners that seem very important. Well, they are very important for mass extractors. But the middle of the map is always important too. So even though there's only 2 mass extractors here, I'm going to send my ACU there. because losing the middle means my opponent can pressure my base, and that is not a comfortable position to be in. I should manually send a tank down to protect these mass extractors. Just do a very generic queue for now in the air factory. There's nothing to micro at the moment, so I'm just focusing on base building and stuff. Kind of hesitant to attack. Maybe I shouldn't be. At least on the left side. I've got 2 tanks there. I'll try to make something happen. The right side feels kind of bare bones. Don't even have a scout on that side. Getting a lot of engineers. I'm just gonna send some to the corners. You never know. Could push up here, but I feel that it's kind of risky. Radar in the center would be good. Let's go ahead and build one. And I have mass. There's no fights going on, so let's build another factory. Rushing T2 will be difficult. As you can see, there's only 5 mass extractors in the base area. Everything else is something I need to fight for. That's why I'm building all of these Tech 1 land factories to start out. Oh, I messed up EQ here. Let's send it down here. Apparently I don't have any EQs going to the right. I'm curious, our opponent has done nothing. Wait, he's not even gone here yet. There's nothing going on, so let's build some power generators. Mass is filling up. My power's kind of net 0, almost. So I need a decent amount. Is our opponent here, I wonder? Okay, there's a bomber. Now, I don't see it, but I can give attack moves and hope that it finds it on the way. And if it does, it will chase the bomber as soon as it sees it. Okay, so our opponent's ACU is in the base. So let's push up, I guess. Bring some units. Send some units over this way. Okay, there the bomber is. As you can see, I don't even do anything. The bomber just... The interceptor, I mean, just automatically chases the interceptor. It's a structure. Looks like a radar. Yep. These guys can build the hydro, point defense. I hear my tank shooting. I'm going to focus on that for a second. And he has quite a few, so I'm going to be careful. Because I have mass to spend, and that's what I want to focus on, not the micro. I need to spend the mass ASAP. Bomber somewhere. Yeah, this is good value for the ACU. Okay, I'll build a radar over here. Let's build some engineers, and I can hear an interceptor shooting. Let's see what's up. He's building a ton of bombers. He might be gunning for my power generators. It's kind of a strange strategy if he doesn't have many interceptors. Let me build some stuff in this corner. Oh, my engineer died here apparently. That's what I heard. Okay, he's built a Tech 2 mass extractor, but he doesn't control this. I don't think he controls this. And I do control this, so I'm ahead. I'm not too worried about the Tech 2 mass extractor. Here's the ACU. I wonder if he's built more factories at all. Let's patrol some air in the top left corner. I saw a plane moving there. But nothing going on. I do have mass in storage. Almost enough for a Tech 2 mass extractor, so let's just go ahead and build one. This factory is idle by accident. Let's give it something to do. Don't have many units down here, so I'm gonna send it down there. Okay, he is indeed stockpiling bombers. Gonna shift G those. Let's take another scout and patrol down here. He's doing something funny. These are slow. I think they're gonna be engineers. They are indeed. The ACU tries to make a move. He was stationary for a while. He might have upgraded. You click down here, you can get a gun upgrade. There's nano. It's a lot of different stuff, and it depends on your factions too. But the most... Okay, sorry about that. The strongest one is the gun upgrade. Let me actually stop that for a second. I have some other stuff to pay attention to. Sending a lot of bombers. I've been assisting my heir because I saw that he was making them. Let's just attack move the interceptors. I think I'll be good. Let's bring a scout to C. The ACU is making a move for the expansion. He's left the center, that means the center is ours. And I confidently win air. Oh, normally I would go Tech 2 land on this. You know what? I will go Tech 2 land on this map. I was gonna say Tech 2 air might be a good idea since I just won air, but Tech 2 land is a lot easier to use. Let's properly scout the base real quick. He's got Tech 2 land himself and 3 Tech 2 mass extractors. Sitting on 2. I'll build another real quick. And I can hear his ACU shooting. I want to focus on that a bit instead of macro stuff. But it's nothing too important. Let's see if we can go here. Here he comes again with the bombers. I'm gonna stop making air for a bit. I could make bombers to bomb him back. There's something. Some bombs here would be good actually. Kill the radar, kill some power, kill point defense, all at the same time. And there's a point defense here. Let's not take it lightly. Focus it with artillery. And then attack move. So that once the point defense is done, they'll move on and kill everything else too. Okay. Now I feel like I have some time to go with the upgrade. The gun upgrade is the strongest combat upgrade in the game. It gives you, well, double the DPS and quite a bit of range, and the range especially is so powerful. But so is the DPS when shooting an ACU. Let's do our usual unit queue. As you can see, my ACU is draining about 10 mass per second and almost 300 power. So it's not an easy upgrade to get. But while extremely powerful, if used well, it takes a lot of resources. But I would say this is so powerful, this upgrade, that the only counters to it are another gun upgrade or Tech 2 point defense. But Tech 2 point defense can be killed with missile launchers, etc. So the most feasible counter to a gun upgrade is your own gun upgrade. That's just how good it is. But let's take these bombers and bomb right here. Kill everything in one go. Now this is the ACU. I think I'll build a factory up here so we can retake it once he's left. Bunch of Tech 2 units. I'm gonna run from those and take some of this army and support this expansion. Build a point defense as well. Let's see how the bombers do. It's gonna kill a lot of stuff. There we go, beautiful. Built a smiley face with power generators, okay. seem kind of locked on mass. But the gun upgrade is done. Something we can do to make it even more potent is energy storages from 2 videos ago. I'm gonna make 2. That should be enough for Tech 2 units. It's building an air factory. But we can use this water to our advantage. It'll keep us safe for a bit. And actually, this entire time, a noob mistake. I've been making Tech 1 while having Tech 2. Let's get rid of those factories and make some more Tech 2 ones. And now that I have mass for a second, let's upgrade this mass extractor. And I would appreciate some scouts, actually. So, let's build a bunch. The ACU is leaving the expansion. So, we are free to go and capture this stuff now. Let's bring 1 Tech 2 unit. Let's push the units forward. One thing to note is that his Tech 2 units cost 200 mass and mine cost 360, so mine are much more powerful. Okay, that's a long-range point defense. It's Tech 2. Good thing overcharge is really powerful. Can one-shot some buildings. Destroy Tech 1 point defense. We're gonna keep shooting. He does have 3 Tech 2 point defense now, so I need to be a little bit careful. Let's pull these units back slightly. He's retreating here. Let's push it up a bit. Now this is a pretty important attack that I'm doing, that's why I'm focusing on it so much. I mean, it involves my ACU. What could be more important? Let's see if we can kill this Tech 2 mass extractor, just to be annoying.
Commander under attack. System enabled.
Okay, it is dead. I'm getting kind of low, 9,000 HP. I did see he had a big T2 army, so I do need to be careful. But this is where we use the water to our advantage. Let's take these 2, assist the HQ. Let's make ourselves another mass extractor upgrade, like a point defense. And I feel comfortable doing all of this because I was retreating my army and my ACU. There's a fight going on in the middle, but I am retreating. What else can I do? ECU's coming back. Let's evacuate these units. Still Tech 1, no gun upgrade. Nothing to be extremely afraid of. Let's get a big scout wave. Let's make this Tech 2. That'll help a lot, surely. Yep, we can see his base. I'm constantly retreating, but the Seraphim Ilsheva have more range than the UEF pillars, and they're stronger. So even though it looks bad for me, I don't think it really is. We're gonna keep walking along the edge of his army. Let's evacuate the air. And let's use our range while chasing this army, just by alt-right clicking. Now I do need to pay some attention to this. If he decides to run in, he could do some serious damage. But doesn't seem like he is. Let's make a Tech 2 power generator. Let's upgrade another mass extractor. Let's build some more stuff down here so it's a little safer. He does like his bombers, so gonna make some more anti-air. These are probably bombers, yes they are. It would be really annoying if he killed my Tech 2 radar that just finished. Let's see if he notices. Nope, he doesn't, thankfully. I'm gonna attack move this army again. Complacent. I'm not sure what he means. Expansion maybe? Oh, did he just recall? Yeah, he did. The radar blip vanished. Our opponent surrenders, which I think is reasonable. We've been far ahead on economy for a while now. I think our opponent was maybe too complacent staying in his main base. He really could have just sent the first engineer, the same thing I did. First engineer here, second engineer here, a third engineer middle or back, I forget what I did. They all work. I think if our opponent did the same thing, he would have been in a much better position. He would have had more mass early on, which translates into more units. And could have been a pretty tough game if he just expanded faster. But I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you all for watching. And again, if there's anything that you would like to see or explain more, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next one.